Hey guys, YouTube 100 here. Alright, now here I am with another WarGames match review. And now for the next review, now I'm going to be reviewing the WarGames match from Fall Brawl 1995. So now is really like when I'm going to start getting into the WarGames match from the period of WCW that I really am more familiar with. Yeah. So this was actually like the first WCW pay per view of the Monday Night War era. So this was just like Nitro just debuted like that very same month. Yeah. So this was definitely like an interesting time in WCW. Yeah. Yeah. So this War Games match, this pitted the Hulkamaniacs, which consisted of Hulk Hogan, Lex Luger, the Macho Man Randy Savage, and Sting versus the Dungeon of Doom, which consisted of which consisted of the Zodiac, aka Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Shark, aka Earthquake, Kamala, and Meng, aka Haku. Yeah, and they were led by the Taskmaster, who of course like was Kevin Sullivan, but he wasn't actually in the match. Like he was just like at ringside with the Dungeon of Doom. Yeah. So this was Hulk Hogan's first War Games match. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, of course, was in like quite a few War Games matches following this. Like he was, of course, in the following year's War Games match in 1996, which pitted the NWO against the WCW, which I have already talked about before. Yeah, and Hulk Hogan was like in like the one at Fall Brawl 1998. So this was Hulk Hogan's first War Games match. Yeah, yeah. And how did this War Games match turn out? Well, yeah, just look at the teams of this match and really just that should really tell you right there. Yeah, this really was just not a very good War Games match at all. I mean, yeah, this was probably like one of the worst War Games matches ever. I mean, seriously, just look at how lopsided these teams are. Like, I mean, the Hulkamaniacs. I mean, that's a good team, but seriously, you have them like against like Kamala and Earthquake and Haku and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Like, seriously, look at these teams. Like, seriously, like just the Dungeon of Doom. Just oh my gosh, the Dungeon of Doom was just like such a horrible stable and probably like one of the worst stables of all time. Like, seriously, the Dungeon of Doom was just like freaking awful. Well, seriously, and these four guys are guys that you actually have going up against Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Lex Luger, and Sting. Seriously, this is who you haven't pitted against. Like seriously, just oh my gosh, these teams are just so freaking lopsided. Right? And yeah, and really, like, even, and yeah. Plus, yeah, and none of the guys really on the Dungeon of Doom really were like that good, and they really did not compare to Hulk Hogan's team at all. So this really should, so that right there should really just like tell you like how bad this War Games match really was. Just seriously, this War Games match, like this really was like pretty bad. I mean, you really just like Hulk Hogan's team really just could not work with any members of the Dungeon of Doom at all. Like just yeah, none of them really were like that good of wrestlers. Like seriously, I mean, you had two big guys and like just like a mid Carter that really just like already like had a failed push in WCW. Yeah, and you may have had like one decent guy in there, but yeah, not really enough to for Hulk Hogan's team to really work with in this match. So this match really just like yeah, it was pretty bad. Like just there really wasn't like any memorable action in this match at all. I mean, you may have had like a couple of good moments in the match, but yeah, it still really was just like not a very good match. I mean, seriously, that Dungeon of Doom, oh man, and yeah, and they really just like did not do like really anything good in this match whatsoever. I mean, seriously, I mean Kamala, for example, like seriously, I mean you have Kamala in War Games, like what is that? Yeah, and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, well, the Zodiac as he was referred to here, like seriously, like he just really just like was nothing. Seriously, like I already said, like he already had like one failed main event push the previous year in WCW, like when he like actually challenged Hulk Hogan for the WCW title at Starrcade the previous year. So yeah, so really just yeah, these teams just yeah, it was just so lopsided, and yeah, the Dungeon Doom really just like was not a challenge for the Hulkamaniacs at all. I mean, was did anybody really believe that like those guys on the Dungeon of Doom really were like could even compare to Hulk Hogan's team, and like did anybody actually really believe that they were really gonna actually defeat the Hulkamaniacs? I mean, maybe like you did have like two big guys in there, so I don't know. Maybe like was that supposed to really like convince people that they may be like a challenge to the Hulkamaniacs? Yeah, but yeah, they really were not. Like everybody must have known like who really was going to win this match. So, yeah, this really was just like a really bad War Games match, and yeah, and it really was just like very slow and boring, and not really anything memorable about it at all. Like I said, there may have been like a couple of good like moments in this match, but yeah, still just yeah, this was overall a pretty bad match, and yeah, one of the worst War Games matches of all time. So, yeah, so I really just don't know what else to really say about it. So, yeah, just like really not a good match. And like I said, probably one of the worst War Games matches of all time. So, yeah, so I guess I'd probably give this match like I guess I would give it like 2 stars out of 5. Yeah, really, just, yeah, really just not a good match. All right, so yeah, so I guess I really don't have a whole lot to really say about this one. So yeah, I guess I'll just start talking about the match. Yeah. So yeah, so you already know the shtick of the War Games matches. I've already like explained it. So yeah, so you know the rules for the War Games. Yeah, and there was also a stipulation added to this match where if the Hulkamaniacs won, then Hulk Hogan would get the Taskmaster in the cage. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, and I guess I should also probably mention that yeah, this really was just like a pretty bad time for WCW. Like 1995 really was just a bad year for both the WWF and the WCW. Yeah, and WCW really didn't really start to pick up against the WWF until like after the NWO was created the following year. Yeah, and plus, yeah, it just seemed like at this time they really didn't know what to do with Hulk Hogan because, yeah, I mean Hulk Hogan was the champion, but yeah, Vader had just left and Ric Flair, like they were done with the Ric Flair stuff. So yeah, so it really seemed like they really just didn't know what to do with Hulk Hogan. Yeah, this was like really during the time when they brought the Giant into the WCW, and during this time like they had the Giant targeting Hulk Hogan. Like earlier on in the show, like they had the Giant like run over Hulk Hogan's motorcycle. Yeah, so this really was kind of like building up towards like the Hulk Hogan Hulk Hogan Giant feud that we would see like later on in the year, and then like at Starrcade that year, I think it was, where the Giant finally defeated Hulk Hogan for the WCW title. Yeah, so I guess like this really was like really more about that, but yeah, this for like Hulk Hogan, this really was just like so bad, and yeah, they just really didn't know what to do with him. All right, so anyway, yeah. So in this match, like you had the Hulkamaniacs, like they were all like dicked out in camouflage and stuff, and like they had their bodies painted and stuff, yeah. And you also like something where like the team really didn't like see eye to eye, like the other team members really didn't like see each other eye to eye. They had their differences, but they put it aside for this match, yeah. So yeah, so the two to start this match in the first period were Sting and the Shark, yeah. And it started off like pretty much just the big guy, small guy type of stuff. Yeah, and and Sting like used like the top of the cage like to deliver like a couple of swinging kicks to the Shark. Yeah, then Sting actually was able to scoop slam the Shark. Yeah, and then he tried it again, but he couldn't do it that second time and fell back, and the Shark just like fell on top of Sting. Yeah. Yeah, then like the Shark and Sting really just like were fighting for the first 5 minute period. Yeah, then after the first period then ended, like the Dungeon of Doom won the coin toss. So yeah, so then the next one to enter the match was the Zodiac. Yeah, and not really anything happened for this period. Like it really was just like them like a Zodiac and the Shark just beating down Sting and Sting trying to fight back. Yeah. Then after that period, then Macho Man then was the next one to enter the match for the Hulkamaniacs, and then he evened it up for Sting. Yeah. And then they were able to fight back. But then then at one point, like as Sting was down, like Meng and Kamala like were like holding like Sting's arm, or was it Savage's arm? Yeah, it was one of their arms, like from outside of the cage. It's like they grabbed, like reached in from underneath the bottom of the cage and held onto his arm as Zodiac and Shark like beat down Macho Man, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah. Then the next one then to enter the match for the Dungeon of Doom was Kamala. Yeah. Then Kamala then like entered, and pretty much nothing happened. It was just like the Dungeon of Doom just gaining the upper hand on Savage and Sting. Yeah. Yeah. Then Lex Luger was the next one to enter the match, and then as Lex Luger then was trying to help out like Savage and Sting, there was this one point where like Luger, I think, was like going after the Zodiac, but Zodiac moved out of the way, and Luger accidentally hit Macho Man. Yeah. Then after that, then like there was like some tension that boiled between a Luger and Macho Man. Like they actually went at it with each other, but yeah, Sting had to break it up. Yeah. Then that's when when Meng then entered as the last one for the Dungeon of Doom. Yeah. Then pretty much like not really anything happened. Like even like when Meng entered, like it was pretty much just the Dungeon of Doom really just like beating up Luger, Savage, and Sting. Yeah, but then finally then Hulk Hogan then entered the match, and the match beyond then started. And then when Hulk Hogan entered, then Hulk Hogan just like threw like some sort of powder into the members of the Dungeon of Doom's eyes. Then Hulk Hogan and the other Hulkamaniacs then all just gained the upper hand and were beating up all the members of the Dungeon of Doom. There was this one point where like Zodiac was like in between both rings, and Hulk Hogan like was just like punching Zodiac, and he was just like bouncing in between the ropes of the two rings, which was like kind of a funny thing. Yeah. Then eventually then Hulk Hogan then got Zodiac in a chin lock, and then Zodiac then eventually surrendered. So the Hulkamaniacs ended up winning the match, and then as a result, then like the Taskmaster was then forced to get into the cage with Hulk Hogan. Yeah. So then we had like the small little thing with Hulk Hogan and the Taskmaster. It was really just like Hulk Hogan beating the Taskmaster down for a few minutes, but then the Giant then came out and then got into the cage and then attacked Hulk Hogan and just like laid him out. But even like something where he like twisted Hulk Hogan's head, making it look like he injured Hulk Hogan's neck. Yeah. Then the Giant then just left with the Taskmaster, and then just the other Hulkamaniacs just chased him off, and then we're just attending to Hulk Hogan. Yeah. So like I said, this really would just like continue like building the Hulk Hogan Giant in a story, which would then like culminate at a Starrcade that year, where the Giant would win the WCW title from Hulk Hogan. Yeah. But like I said, just this match really was just like pretty bad. Just like really like nothing memorable happened in the match. Just it was very slow. The Dungeon of Doom was just terrible. So this is definitely like in the lower tier of WarGames matches. I mean, this is definitely one of the worst. Of course, like in the late years of WCW, that's when like WarGames really did start to get pretty bad, especially like with the last couple of ones. Yeah. But so those ones were like definitely worse, but this one was definitely like down there as well. So like I said, I give this one 2 stars out of 5. So I really wouldn't recommend really watching this one, even if you are like a fan of like Hulk Hogan or any other members of the Hulkamaniacs. I wouldn't really recommend giving this one a watch. I would really recommend just skipping it. That Dungeon of Doom. Ugh. Yeah. So I guess that's all I really have to say about this one. All right. So that does it for my review of the Fall Brawl 1995 WarGames match. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about this one. Yeah. And like I said, with Thanksgiving being tomorrow, I said that I would make a Thanksgiving review later on tonight. So I will be making a Thanksgiving review later on tonight, so stay tuned for that coming up. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.